So there's some pretty big breaking news here in regards to the ATF issuing a guidance letter on pistol braces. So let's talk about this. But real quick before we jump into this video, if you think that the NFA is unconstitutional and the ATF needs to be abolished, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Also, I want to give a shout out to one of the main sponsors of the channel, that being Thorson Customs. Thorson Customs does a lot for us here on the channel, and they also do a lot for California Patriots. They have California compliant parts and features that you can purchase from them, so they do a lot to support us here, and if you'd be interested in taking a look at them, I'll put a link to them down in the details section. So there's been some really big breaking news in regards to the ATF and a guidance letter that they are going to be actually issuing, I believe, tomorrow. Now, Firearms Policy Coalition actually is in possession of that draft letter, and everything I'm going to be talking about here you can find on Firearms Policy Coalition's news flash. And I'm actually going to be reading to you guys that news flash because I think it sums up really well what is going on here with this ATF guidance letter and this whole pistol brace thing that's got everybody in an uproar. Some people are screaming that the sky is falling, but I think this letter really clarifies what is going on. So the statement says that your FBC team is in the receipt of a draft notice from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosive, ATF. And then there's actually a link to that notice, again, if you want to look at it for yourself, regarding how the agency will be evaluating weapons with stabilizing braces. Based upon our initial review of this notice, we offer these thoughts for your consideration. 1, the draft document does not appear to reflect a new ban on pistol braces or firearms with such devices. The ATF evidently is not indicating that the mere presence of a brace on a pistol automatically converts the firearm into one under the purview of the National Firearms Act or the NFA. Indeed, the ATF has no authority to declare accessories like pistol braces to be NFA components, though the agency's previous conduct provides little reassurance. 2, the draft document instead purports to be intended to inform the public on how brace-equipped firearms will be examined in the future. Based on the criteria set forth in the draft document, it appears that the ATF would take something of a totality of circumstances approach in determining whether a specific brace-equipped pistol is a short-barreled firearm regulated under the NFA. These criteria include the firearm's type, caliber, weight, and length, the design of the brace itself, whether the firearm can be properly aimed when using the attachment as a brace, and whether an optic that cannot properly be used one-handed is present, i.e. something that suggests intent. The agency also indicates that it will observe the marketing of firearms and accessories as well as other more subjective factors. 3, importantly, the draft document recognizes that most people with brace firearms have acted in good faith. It suggests that the agency seeks to establish a procedure by which people who already have firearms that may fall under the purview of the NFA and who wish to take advantage of registering them as NFA firearms to obtain the legal protections of such may potentially do so without payment of the associated taxes. FBC believes that the NFA is an unconstitutional infringement of the people's rights, that the ATF should be abolished, and that any policy or practice enforcing the act is unconstitutional and immoral. With that said, the policies in the draft document do not appear to be a significant departure from previously publicly undisclosed agency policies, some of which were discovered through criminal prosecutions, FOIA requests, which is Freedom of Information Act requests, and other sources. Your FBC team will be monitoring the situation closely. If anything changes, we will let you know as soon as possible. So I think when you look at this news flash from FBC, you get a good idea of kind of the current state of where we're at with this whole guidance letter. I know a lot of people are thinking the sky is falling, but right now the sky is not falling. Actually take a look at this news flash and actually read the notice that's going to be going out, the draft notice that's going to be sent out by the ATF. Read through it and actually take a look at what this is all talking about. Nowhere in the letter does it actually state that a brace on its own is going to make something an SBR. And nowhere in there does it say just having a brace on something like this just magically makes it into an SBR. Instead, it says that they're going to look at the totality of circumstances. They're going to look at all these criteria in the future, emphasis in the future, when trying to come to a determination of whether a specific setup of a pistol is in fact a pistol or is it actually an SBR. Now, of course, all this is subject to change. This is going to evolve over time. It could potentially change based on what the ATF does, if they come out with any additional information. Like I said, this is kind of the state that we're at right now. Again, this could all evolve over time. Something more catastrophic could happen. But as we stand right now, take a look at the draft letter, read it for yourself. And again, like I stated, nowhere in there does it say just having a pistol brace automatically makes something into an SBR and you have to register it and all this stuff. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and comment down below and I'll try to answer the best of my ability. Also, if you like this video and like to support the channel, one of the best ways to do that is to like, comment, subscribe. And make sure you hit that notification bell because that helps the channel analytics, helps us spread the news about the Second Amendment, and also spread the news about things like this that are going on in the US. So as always, thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And never forget, this nation was built by armed scholars. This nation will be maintained by armed scholars.